y'all, it's Heather, and I'm so excited because I'm going to be giving you some reviews on some of the most hyped, hottest new makeup that has launched lately. These things are products that I've been testing for a while now. They are not first impressions. I've put these things to the test over the past few weeks or months. What's good? What's awful? Sometimes there are products that are good, not great, and I want to follow up no matter what. I want to let you know my thoughts on everything, the good, the bad, and the in-between. Let's start off on a high note though. The Natasha Denona Golden collection. I bought the full collection the second I could. Like, Natasha Denona could not take my money fast enough. The product that I was kind of most excited for is always, of course, the eyeshadow palette, but the product that surprised me the most is the face trio. I love Natasha Denona cheek products. She makes beautiful blushes, beautiful highlighters, all of that. So I really shouldn't be this surprised at how much I love it. I actually do use highlighter trios like this. I do use these deeper bronzer shades on the eyes. I know people always say like, oh, you can use it on the eyes, but I actually will do that, especially when I'm traveling or I'm doing something super, super quick out the door, just kind of want to throw something on for a minute. I also like to use these as kind of like a bronzer blush toppers, but these are so beautiful. But let's go ahead and talk about these Natasha Denona highlighters as well, because these are the high gen highlighters. These are not the same formula as what is in this palette. So if you were thinking you were going to get 3 of this formula in this palette, they are different. The high gen highlighters I absolutely love. These are ridiculously expensive though, in my opinion. Do I regret a single penny that I spent on these? Absolutely not. I really love these. I have a medium. This is like my favorite shade, but I also bought the shade Light. Light is more like pinky, cool toned, whereas medium is more warm golden. They're a little more creamy while still having a powder feel to them. I can use them when my face is unset. I can use them when my face is set, and they're really, really, really just beautiful. They don't feel putty like a cream, but they don't feel as dry as a powder. I love these. Like, I love these. They are amazing. But for about the same price, you can get the Golden highlighter palette, and this is not quite as creamy as those high gen highlighters, but they're more creamy than a normal powder. There's just something special. I just can't help myself. Sometimes when I pull out things that are shiny sparkly, I have to like dip my fingers in my brush in. I am wearing this palette today. I just kind of mixed these 2 lighter shades to highlight my face. I took this traveling with me. I took the whole Golden collection with me. I went out of town for like a long weekend, a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, to Atlanta with my family. We did Six Flags, we did the aquarium, we did some stuff with my kid. We had a great time, and I did take this collection. I really enjoyed this. So these are not as creamy as the high gen, but they're still more creamy than a traditional powder highlighter. Really special, and I do like that I get 3 shades. This is what I think a lot of people would say is a basic palette, and it is. It is a basic neutral golden palette. What it says you're gonna get, you are gonna get. It's a golden palette. We have these beautiful gold tones. I like that we have some kind of rich gold tones. I like that we have some lighter gold tones, and I like that we have some neutrals in here. I really appreciate that we have a deep dark brown. I think that gives some versatility to the palette, as well as this cream shade. It's great. It's Natasha Denona quality. I absolutely love Natasha Denona. I'm into it. I do have a video on this collection. Definitely check it out. I will link it for you if you want to watch and hear me talk more about the collection, see me create a look, kind of my first impression. I wore that mixed with the bronze palette when I was out of town, and I loved my looks, and it was perfect for those easy looks too, where I'm like, we're getting up early, we're gonna be out all day, I don't want to spend a lot of time on my makeup, but I still want to have a few minutes of me time. I could create a pretty simple, easy look. But the thing in this collection that is good, not amazing. You know, like if I happen to leave this behind at the hotel, I wouldn't be on the site ordering this gloss right away. Like, I wouldn't shed tears. I wouldn't be like, turn the car around, go get this gloss. It's the Golden Glimmer Gloss. Was that enough of a review? I feel like it was. Would you turn the car around? Would you repurchase it? I like it. I have it. I bought it, so I will use it. This gloss is supposed to be a plumping gloss, and it's not painful on the lips if my lips are in good condition. If my lips are kind of dehydrated and they're just not in pristine shape, this will burn my lips. Whereas the Lawless Forget the Filler gloss will not burn my lips no matter what. It always feels nice. This will tingle to a little bit of a I don't like it level if my lips aren't great. If my lips are great, it's fine. I can feel it a little bit, but nothing intense, but I would not repurchase it. I bought the Charlotte Tilbury The Power of Scent to Unlock Emotions Perfume Discovery set. That is a mouthful. You know what? I'm really happy that I bought this set. You get minis of every scent. And there were some scents that I was curious about. Charlotte Tilbury doing her first fragrance, I was curious about that. There were a few that I had my eye on, so I decided to pick up the set. I would have been so disappointed had I bought a full size of any of these. It's not even worth it to go through these individually and tell you like, this one is this one is this. First of all, they smell very outdated, and I don't know what other words to describe it with other than that. Not elevated. It doesn't smell like something from 2024, and it doesn't smell like a classic scent either. It smells like a perfume that I would have gotten on clearance at a grocery store when I was a teenager in the early 2000s, or when I was a kid in the 90s, but still not as good and nostalgic as that. And a couple of these I put on, and then a few hours later, like, I couldn't smell them, and I asked other people, like, can you smell? Like, how do I smell? And there was just no scent. So they didn't even last that long, and this is a luxury brand. Like, it's a no for me, dog. Let's talk about the bronzing serum from Makeup by Mario, because I bought this and I am so happy that I did. What is the official name of this? You know, these makeup brands, they have these long names, and you know, I'm a more is more type of person, like, always, but sometimes they're like more is more with the names and adjectives describing these products. Now this one isn't too bad. Soft Sculpt Bronzing and Shaping Serum Liquid Bronzer. I originally bought this in medium dark. It has a pump, and then it also has a doe foot applicator. We love that. I know Pure has done this in the past, but I still love it, okay? Like, I still love it. I think it's so cool. So I bought medium dark. And when I tried to use this as a bronzer, like in targeted areas just to use as a liquid bronzer, it is so liquidy and sheer that it kind of gets everywhere on the face. But I discovered through doing that, because it does go everywhere, it is perfect for going everywhere. This will kind of like even things out if my face is a little lighter than the rest of my body, something like that, and I just kind of want a little evening out. This goes on. It is so sheer that it just gives you a little bit of a tint, but here's the thing that makes this amazing. It does not stay sticky tacky, and there's no shimmer or sparkle or like a real glow to this. This is really like a skin-like finish. It's not matte and it's not glowy. I put it on, I give it a minute to set down, and it sets and it looks like my skin. It doesn't look like I have makeup on. I have added this to foundations to make the foundation that's maybe a little too light kind of come up to the right shade for me. Y'all, I'm not playing. I'm so happy about this product. In fact, I love it so much that I bought the shade medium also in store. So let me show you a little swatch of that too, because I needed something that was not quite as neutral as this shade. And while medium is neutral, you can see it's a lot closer to being exactly my skin tone for my arms and my hands. So I decided to get this shade right here for when I want to kind of do that all over, just kind of evening out my skin tone type of look. And I mean, if I bought one and I'm like, wow, I'm going to buy another one, you know that it's good. Now this blush was sent to me from Makeup by Mario. Everything so far I've purchased myself. Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil. That is hard to say. And this is the shade Perfect Pink. So this is a cream blush. I never purchased this because I was afraid this was going to be too dewy, like too dewy to where I couldn't set it down with a powder on top. And I love Mario's powder blushes. I think I have three of those. Yes, three. When I saw these, I just thought they always look so dewy on the skin. They're not gonna work for me. If you're new here, hey, my name is Heather. Absolutely love makeup. I have oily skin, not combo oily, not oily sometimes, and I live in a humid place. I'm living down in Memphis, so it is always humid here, like super humid, and I don't want mosquitoes sticking to my cheeks. So I was always hesitant to try this, but this is the blush I'm wearing today. And what I like to do is put this blush down before I set my face with powder, and then when I set with my translucent powder or whatever I'm gonna do, just go over it, and I get this beautiful blush that comes through, and it does set. I like that. Really enjoy this. I'm glad that I got to try that formula, and I really want to look at the other shades now. If you see this, walk away. Just say no to the infallible 3-second setting mist from L'Oreal. I said in my first impression video when I tried this on in one of my weekly hauls that it felt like hairspray on my face. I was hoping that this was going to be like my one size like setting spray, you know, the one that's like it comes out, it's like hairspray, but it sets everything down and it locks it into place. I was hoping that this would be that. And when I tried it the first time, I was like, oh, it feels like hairspray, smells like hairspray. That was the understatement of like the century, okay, the millennia. It makes my under eye so dry. And if I try not to get it like just right in here, I just can't. Like, I don't know how, because the mister, like, I can feel it under my eyes. It is so drying. And I'm an oily skin person, okay? I have oily skin, and I'm telling you, it makes my under eye look like SpongeBob when he went to Sandy's house. It's not a good look. Bizarre. Like, I think L'Oreal found a case of Aquanet at a yard sale, and they were like, repackage it, we're selling this stuff as setting spray. This product right here shocked me. This is the Maybelline Superstay Hybrid Powder Foundation. I did a video trying the Aquaphor Lip Balm Under the Eye pro tip from celebrity makeup artist Scott Barnes. In that video, Scott Barnes said he uses this under the eye. I'm thinking powder foundation is too heavy for the under the eye. Like, it's too much pigment. I'm not gonna like that, but it's Scott Barnes, so who am I to question? So I bought it and tried it and was shocked, shooketh, shaken, shooketh to the core. How dare I call Charlotte Tilbury fragrances dated when I'm saying words like shook over here, okay? But this surprised me. This actually looked really nice under the eyes. I did not apply a ton. I picked it up on my brush and I just patted it under the eye. It locked everything in. It definitely does give you color, so it will kind of change the color of your concealer. It didn't look heavy. It didn't look dry. It didn't look cakey under my eyes, and that was kind of my fear, that my under eye was just gonna look very heavy and cakey and goopy and just like, what in the world is going on there? But it didn't. It looked nice. It looked smooth. It locked in the concealer. Is this the powder that I'm reaching for every day for under my eye? No, because I do prefer like a medium coverage foundation finish. I prefer to have a little bit of my like imperfections peeking through. I say imperfections because like, compared to what, you know, like this is just my face, but I do prefer like that medium coverage. But if I am like, no, I want to lock it in, I want a full coverage moment, this is the powder. This is the powder that I'll use, because I think it's super pretty, and you can see like it's pigmented there in the swatch. But listen, Scott Barnes already knew, he knew what he was talking about, but he knew what he was talking about. We must talk about these What's Up Beauty Egyptian Queen lipsticks. These are a soft matte lipstick that have like skin loving, lip loving ingredients. They're so beautiful that I didn't want to use them because they have this imprint into the lipstick. I would think, looking at it, to have this kind of imprint, it would have to be like so matte that I'm like scratching across my lips that it's not gonna glide, because how do you hold that design? Like, it's so intricate, but it's not. It glides on my lips, and it is this beautiful soft matte 2024 matte lip color that is comfortable on lips. It has like vitamin E and I think like castor oil or something in here. Don't quote me on the ingredients, okay? They are pigmented and smooth to put on. And this packaging, first of all, this looks so luxe to me. I love this kind of cobalt blue. We have the What's Up Beauty logo here. I'm so here for it. These are so luxurious and beautiful. I hope What's Up Beauty will do like a whole line. I would love to see more shades. I would love to see some browns, some oranges, like some purples. These are so gorgeous. What's Up Beauty is an independently owned brand. Their releases are very well thought out, is how it feels to me as like somebody watching the brand. When they release something, it's gonna be quality. If you watched my palette collection video, you know that I have their 3 eyeshadow palettes that they've put out, and they're all really beautiful. And now that they've done these lipsticks, I'm just like, wow. But I had to tell y'all about the lipstick. Did I say I'm wearing Siba today? And I'll go ahead and tell you about this lip liner, and this will be like a review too, because I don't think I've told y'all about the Soul Matte Filling Gel Lip Liner from Morphe. This is the shade Compatible. This, I still can get some precision. Even though it's a twist up, it's not too creamy to where it's just like, okay, you might as well have been a lipstick and now you're like all over the place. But it's also not so firm. And sometimes that is the problem with a lip liner that twists up, is that to not break, it will be so firm that you're like scratching your lips just to get some color payoff. This is not that. It glides on so beautifully and it stays. So I kind of created my custom color with Compatible and Siba today. This is the Melt Cosmetics So High Curl Lock Waterproof Mascara. I don't like it. I love their Supernatural Lash Mascara. It's so good. I've been using it for years, but this mascara I had to force myself to use because I tried it at first and I'm like, you know what? I usually don't like mascaras at first. They're too wet. They need to be open for a few days. And then I was like, you know, maybe it needs to be open a few weeks. And then it just kept doing nothing for me. But I mean, it's $24. Like I paid $24 for this. The packaging is nice. Like I love this slim tube. I love that Melt wanted to do a waterproof formula and a different wand and all of that. But like the formula is not good. No matter how much time I spend putting on mascara and brushing and brushing and building and building, I just never get lashes that I like. And for $28, it should do, like it should at least be like a 5 on a 10 scale, but it's not. We'll stay on the mascara train for a minute. Like we'll stay in this theme because I have some products that were sent to me from Milk. And one of them is the Milk Makeup Kush High Roll Mascara. This is a, tubing mascara. I'm like, I always want to say like, I don't know what I want to call them, but it's a tubing mascara. Let it be known up front, I'm always honest about who I am, and I am somebody who does not like a tubing mascara, okay? I've tried several now, I think 2 or 3, and whenever I just remove them, they just, it's yucky to me. I hate seeing these little tubes slide off my eyes. It just, I don't like it. But I get it. Some people love it. And I will say, this is the best tubing mascara I have ever tried. If I had to use a tubing mascara, it would be this one. Let me tell you what surprised me is the Milk Kush High Roll Brow Tint Gel. And I just told you I don't like tubing mascaras, but my brow hairs are very fine and they're blonde. My natural hair color is like a dishwater blonde. I have blonde brows and I fill them in, and I was thinking maybe this would be great. My hair is very fine. Maybe this will coat them. And let me just say right off the bat, I can just remove my makeup normally and I don't see any tubes in the sink. I don't see any tubes coming off of my face. I don't see tubes with this. So I don't have that feeling that I don't like. And it gives me brows that I want. It coats my brow hair more than any other tinted brow gel product I've ever used. I love a brow laminating product. Like my Patrick Ta is like a holy grail for me. I've been using that so much. But when it comes to like a colored brow product, this is the best I've ever tried. And this is gonna be a product that I will use and repurchase, use and repurchase. It coats my brow hair and it holds them in place, which is important. Even though I have fine blonde brow hair, I do have brow hair and I don't want them falling down. I wore this when we went to Six Flags and my brows stayed, and I went on water rides, okay? It was hot. I was riding the log ride, I was getting splashed, and the brow fibers, like it stayed. Like I love this so much. This is so good. Now this Pore Eclipse stick is good, not great. I would not choose this over the liquid version. That kind of locks my skin in and preps it for makeup better than this. Like, it's fine. I'm wearing it today. You just kind of put it on like that, and then I kind of like work it in to my skin with my fingers. But as a primer, it's good. It's just, I would rather reach for the other version. Let me tell you about this Refy concealer. Refy is a brand that I'm pretty interested in. When they have a new release, I'm always checking it out because they have put out products that I love and they have put out products that I hate, like that weird mascara that I've already talked about enough on my channel. So when I saw that they were releasing this concealer, I thought, let me buy this. This is a serum light concealer. This is a very light shade. So I bought the shade, I bought the shade 10. I'm like, let me show you. Where do I not have product? It's light. So if I want the bright under eye, this is it. But this is the shade that I ordered online. It's a liquid concealer. It's not like a very creamy texture. If you think about the Natasha Denona concealer that I love, this one right here, that Natasha Denona is definitely thicker. It's a liquid concealer, but it's more creamy. And this one is a more medium to lightweight concealer, like medium to light coverage. And I see why they call it serum-like. It's a very thin concealer. So if you find yourself always feeling like your concealers are too heavy, maybe they're too thick and things like that, I think you would like this Refy. I think I will repurchase this in a shade that is closer to my skin tone and not quite as bright as this. It's pretty. Like, it is really a pretty concealer. Unearthly Cosmetics is one of my favorite brands. They are an independently owned brand, a woman-owned brand, and I got 2 of their new bronzers. These are the high temp bronzers. This collection is available now. I do have an affiliated code with Unearthly, and I'm still using the palette. I haven't gotten to use like all the shades and really put them to the test yet, so I'm not ready to follow up review on that, but I have worn both of these bronzers, and for me these are not my perfect bronzer undertone. I like a bronzer that is more golden, olivey, yellow undertone, warm in that way. I do have an olive undertone to my skin and it is warm leaning, so for me both of these bronzers are a little bit too pinky in tone. I love a glowy bronzer. I do. I think it's so fun, but you can see even just in the pan and on the skin that these are more kind of that pinky undertone. Very beautiful, very glowy. But for me, the way I have found that I like to use these to kind of bronze with my favorite bronzers, bronze with the bronzers that are more like my undertone that I really like, and then put my blush on and just take a fluffy brush, pick up a little bit of this and kind of use it to fluff over the blush. And I think that works a lot better for me for that kind of like bronzy cheek look without using these as bronzers. I do think the formula is really, really nice and really pretty. You can see they're definitely glowy, but it's not like there's chunky glitter or anything like that when it comes to these. For liquid bronzer, this from Say is so good. This is the shade Swim. Yes, Swim. Let me show you right here. Now, I had high hopes for this bronzer. Look at that shade. I love that. And I love the Say Dew blushes like this. This is the Dew Bronze. I love the liquid blushes. They blew me away. I'm in love with those. And this, I had high hopes. I'm like, I really hope like it's that same great formula, but in a bronzer. And this is a sheer bronzer that is easy to control, easy to build up. I can definitely put some on, blend it in. It looks great. I can put on a little bit more and get a little bit more of that intensity if I want. But it's not a product that you can really go overboard with. I mean, unless you just put the whole bottle on your face. It's not something that you're gonna put on and be like, oh my gosh, it's too pigmented, I can't blend it out. It's beautiful, it's easy to blend. If you kind of like draw this on your face and then you get distracted like I do and you need to get a snack, you need to help your kid, you need to answer a text, you're not gonna come back and be like, oh my gosh, I just ruined my makeup, I'm never gonna be able to blend this out. No, 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 this is a very workable bronzer. Like, you can blend it, it's gonna be beautiful. I love this formula. They also sent me their brush, this brush. I will link it. I will link to this and everything I talk about down below in the description box. I'm impressed by Saie's brushes, and I wash them and use them, wash them and use them. I don't just use a brush once and say like, oh my gosh, it's so good. No, like, I gotta see, can I wash you, use you, wash you, use you? Can you come with me in my travel bag? Are you gonna keep your shape? Are you gonna shed? Are you gonna do your job? And this one, it does its job. We'll continue on with the bronzers because we need to talk about these Made by Mitchell bronze pods. These are glowy. These are glowy, even more glowy than the High Temp. Now, I do have the shade Walnut Drip and I have the shade Corn Syrup. Corn Syrup being the shade that is the best for me. And these are at a drugstore price point. Mitchell, the owner of Made by Mitchell, the creator, is a professional makeup artist who is so talented and I've been following for years. I am just loving this bronzer. There are a lot of shades of this. This is a glowy bronzer and you need a little. A little goes a long way with this one. There is a little bit of shimmer in this, but it's not overpowering. So I am wearing it today. I put down a little bit of my House Labs bronzer first. That's not a glowy bronzer. And then I went in with a fluffier brush and took that Made by Mitchell to give me this glow. I love it. I included that bronzer in my summer must-have video because I've just really enjoyed using it, and I find myself like wanting to pull for that bronzer in my makeup routine and just glowy bronzers in general. But this is a great formula. It's at that drugstore price point, and I really, really like it. A little goes a long way. Like I said, it is glowy, but it is pigmented. With these, you just need a little bit and then you kind of bronze up, and I'm loving them. Let's talk about some more complexion products because I was thrilled when Lawless sent me their new cream blushes. I love Lawless and I was planning to pick these up. So we've got to talk about this formula. Okay, my favorite shade, first of all, is Cherry Pie. Okay, I can't help it. I love a red blush. It gives you this just been out in the sun, sunburnt without the sun damage type of look. And Lawless did something special with this cream blush formula. It's a very creamy in a balm-like way, but it's also very easy to blend. A little goes a long way, but it's also very easy to sheer out. You can go in with this with a brush, with a sponge, with your fingers. It doesn't matter. It just applies beautifully. Use it before you put powder on, use it after you put powder on. It just works no matter what. I think Lawless did a great job. They released some really beautiful shades. And like I said, they are pigmented to where I can use a little, I can use a lot, I can sheer it out, I can build it up, and they have this like really flattering type of finish to the skin. I wouldn't say they're matte, but I wouldn't say they're glowy, just a very skin-like finish, and I think they're beautiful. Typically with me, with my oily skin, I do all my creams and liquids first and then I do my powders. It's rare that I do like a cream blush over top of a set face, but I do that when I'm trying to test products so I can let you know like, yes, this works on top of a set face, and these do that. They do that. You can use them however you want to. They're absolutely beautiful, and I like that Lawless did so many shades. There's pinks, there's reds, there's peach, there's more rose tones. Just a phenomenal job with these. I bought one of the Ilia complexion sticks and loved it. I thought it was really beautiful, was really enjoying it in the process of reviewing it, and Ilia sent me some more shades. So I use this as a foundation, concealer, and bronzer, and it is so beautiful. This lasts so well on my oily skin too. It gives me coverage with the convenience of it being a foundation stick, which there aren't a lot of great foundation sticks on the market. Like the only other other one that I have that I really can say like I enjoy this is the one from Fenty. This from Ilia is really beautiful, and every time I wear this I just feel like I have this perfected skin. And obviously I'm wearing makeup, but it doesn't look like heavy makeup on my face. It just looks great and skin-like. It's easy to blend, it's easy to work with, but it also stays put on my face. I really like this. I really like that it's kind of a get one for foundation or for concealer or for bronzer, like do what you want with it. I really enjoy it. And if you have olive undertone skin, they have olive undertones, which is not always a given in a foundation line. I also had Ilia send me, and I bought one of their super serum skin tint SPF. Has niacinamide and hyaluronic acid. This is very sheer. I really love using it on days where I just want to do a little concealer, maybe put on a little bit of that, and then I can go on top with a powder, and it's beautiful. It doesn't irritate my skin or anything like that, and I'm really surprised at how much I like it. I think it gives me that sheer coverage, and it's pretty. I did a whole video on this Tier foundation, so I won't spend too long talking about it, but I will tell you I have continued to enjoy it. Check out my video if you want to see me apply it, you want to see like a full day wear test. I think in the video I had it on for like 13 hours, something like that. iPhone check-ins, all of that. I bought the shade 27N. And it's really beautiful. It's just too light for me. So I like it enough that I want to get my correct shade. And I've been using it since I did that video wear test, all of that, and still enjoying it. My love with DeNaturix continues. It continues. DeNaturix is that brand for me. She's releasing a concealer soon, and I am gonna buy it 100% for sure. But let's talk about the products I bought from her that I've been trying and loving. Power bronzer. I always have to check myself because I want to say powder bronzer, but it's not powder bronzer, it's Power Matte Bronzing and Shaping Cream. I bought the shade medium, and can you tell I've been using this? I love this. This is a matte cream. It is very, very creamy, and it's so beautiful. Let me swatch it right here. It has a gorgeous kind of olivey undertone to it, and it dries down matte. A little goes a long way with this, but if I do go in with too much, it's very easy to take a brush or a sponge or whatever and kind of just blend it out. Gives me that very much subtle bronze that just, is she wearing bronzer or is she just like a sun-kissed goddess? That's what this gives me. I love it. I think she only has like a light, medium, and deep, or light, medium, dark, something like that. I need more shades because I definitely do feel like as the summer carries on, I could use a shade that's up from this, but I definitely don't think I can use the deepest shade she has at all. So I would love an in-between shade. This is so good. This is so good. Let's talk about the blush. I bought her Bellini shade. This is the Yummy Skin Blush Balm something. I don't know. She loves her long names too. Beautiful. I bought this. My friend Monique was telling me like, hey, have you tried this blush? Like, I bought it. I really love it. And I was like, no, like that's one of the only products from DeNaturix that's missing that I need to try. So when I went to Sephora, I decided to buy this, and I'm so happy I did. I want to get more shades because this formula is beautiful. It's that cream blush. You can use these on top of powders if you want to. I tested it that way, but of course my favorite way is to go in before. The shade is beautiful. Pigmented, not too pigmented, and it does dry down to kind of that matte finish. This, the Blurring Balm Powder Lowlighter, gorgeous. I bought this in the shade Incognito because I wanted this to give me that glowy goddess look, that sun-kissed, that ethereal type of look. As like a bronzer blush topper is so beautiful. Skip highlighter. You can go in with the blush and then just a little bit of this on top, or almost using this as a blush. Beautiful. Can you see that swatch? Like, I know my hand is so like bronzy and glowy now from all these swatches, but it's really almost like a blush esque product. It kind of falls into its own category. It's just gorgeous. It's supposed to give you a sheen and a healthy glow, but it dries down to where it's not sticky tacky. This is an e.l.f. brow laminating gel. It's good. It's not amazing. This packaging I don't love. It does feel very flimsy. The product inside is really nice. It goes on like white, you can see it, but it does dry clear. It is a brow wax, so it definitely like lays the brow hairs down. You can kind of press them down when you're done, so you can kind of like make sure everything's gonna stay into place, and they do. They stay in place. Is this gonna be the brow product I reach for all the time? No, I don't really think we needed this, specifically this end, because I really have to like wipe it off after I use it because it just kind of goops up. So I try to like clean it off on a paper towel or something, because if you let it dry, then it's harder to clean off. And then I just found that it was unnecessary to use it. I don't know, maybe you would love this and you don't mind cleaning it, but that's why it falls into the good, not great category, because it does what it's supposed to do. It's a brow wax. It lays my brows into place and it keeps them there, but it's just not that like next level great good, you know? I'm just gonna go ahead and follow up on this now. I couldn't put this on my lips. This is the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Glow Reviver Lip Oil. It looks so beautiful. The swatch on the website looks so beautiful. It said it had a watermelon scent. I'm thinking watermelon, like Jolly Rancher watermelon. Oh, I'm gonna love that. I had an e.l.f. lip oil before that I bought, and I don't love mint lip products, so I'm like, okay, like not for me, but let me try this one. After I smelled it in my haul video, and I was like, oh, I tried to open again. I'm like, stop, Heather, stop being dramatic. It's too gross. Like, I can't. I don't ever want to open this tube again, and I'm sorry. I just can't. Let me just tell you, if you're looking for a drugstore lip oil and you want a fruity scent and you want something that's nice on the lips, the Milani Fruit Fetish. I bought Cherry Lime. This is a good drugstore lip oil. It's not my favorite lip oil of all time, but it is very nice, and it smells like a Sonic cherry limeade. If you know that smell, you know that taste, that's what it smells like. They have all kinds of fruit scents, and it actually smells great, and it's great on the lips. I really enjoy filming these roundup videos. I love talking about makeup, and there's actually a lot of products that I'm this close to being able to review. Like, I just need to test them one more time. So maybe we will do another one of these kind of speed reviews, what's good, what's not, in a couple of weeks. Let me know if you would like to see that, and I can definitely do one sooner rather than later. I am wearing a new eyeshadow palette on my eyes. I just got this in the mail. This is the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Longing Palette. I do have an affiliated code with Blend Bunny. If you want to save some money, you can use my code Heather. I just used this for the first time, and this eye look is beautiful. I love Blend Bunny. I've been using Blend Bunny. We'll definitely be playing with it, testing it, trying it some more, because I am excited. So make sure you stick around, subscribe, because I'll be talking about that in my weekly haul for sure. We'll do swatches, everything, and I love my eye look. I'm getting off topic talking about beautiful sparkly shadow. I can do a review video on eyeshadow palettes because I have so many that I need to review, but I kind of feel like they deserve their own video. Let me know if you want to see that. I can definitely do that. Hang out with me, talk makeup, because I can and do talk about makeup all day, every day.